I'm Sam Lenny, healer, channel and conduit for celestial light. I'm the host of the Lessons from the Records, and with the help of the Dominion, who are the light beings I channel, I'm on a mission to help you to love and empower yourself, raise your vibration, shine your light and align with your highest truth. So welcome to this episode. If you are inspired by what you received today, please like and subscribe and comment on this episode and share it with someone that you love on social media. Thank you so much for bringing your energy here today. And let's get on with this week's shorty. Hey dear friends, good morning, beautiful community, or wherever you are, whatever time it is in your world as you're listening to this episode. I hope this finds you well. I hope that you are managing your energy, understanding more of your energy, understanding the thoughts, feelings, emotions that are moving through you, have been moving through you in this past week since we last spoke, and just wishing you well and hoping this lands well with you today. Now, the topic of today's episode is all around trusting your process, trusting the process and trusting your process when it comes to your energy, when it comes to your energetic body, your mental energy, your emotional energy, your physical energy. It's all just energy showing up in different frequencies. And the reason I wanted to talk about this today is because energy is constantly moving. It's never stops. It's never static. And when it comes to mastering your energy and learning to interpret what is going on in your body energetically, this isn't something that you're going to master from the first time. And it's not something that you're going to sort of, I guess, have mastery of immediately every time you have a sensation or a feeling or some emotions running through the body. Managing your energy is a lifelong process of inner discovery and that relationship to your outer world as well. So there's this constant navigation and communication and relationship going on between how you feel internally and what's going on externally in your world. And in any given day, you can have energetic highs and energetic lows, emotions, strong emotions, quiet emotions. This is perpetually moving throughout the day in everything you do. And really what this is purely an invitation to get to know yourself better. And when we talk about mastering your energy to the most, I guess, optimal place means that whatever is going on around you, you are able to bring yourself back to a neutral place, your middle space, this centered, balanced, central place in yourself. And all energies, whether it's high energies, like dynamic energies or low energies, all of what you experience is an absolute blessing, because it's an invitation to learn more, to get to know yourself better, but to see what the lesson is behind that energetic pattern that's happening for you. Because when you're in your middle space, the choices you make, the things you do, the thoughts you're having, the words that you speak are all coming from a very balanced, neutral place. What do I mean by that? Like an even-tempered place, a non
non-confrontational place, non-judgmental. It's a place where you'll find that the outcomes that you ideally want in your life, the outcomes you desire in your life, are what you wind up actually receiving rather than what you don't want. Because the energy that you hold, the frequency that you hold, and therefore you emit out to the world, basically whatever that looks like is what you're going to receive back. So being in your middle space means that you're in a less confrontational place, for example. So if you're having a conversation with someone and you want to communicate with them in a way that gives you the best possible opportunity to receive your desired outcome or the desired response, or a relationship that's harmonizing, it's full of harmony, then if you move through that conversation in a confrontational way, you're going to get confrontational back. If you come into a relationship and a communication in a demanding or defensive way, then you're going to receive back demands and defensiveness in return. And this is the beauty about continually bringing yourself back into alignment, back into your neutral place, back into your center spot. This gives you the best opportunity to go through life, move through an experience in a non-reactive place. This is why it's so important to get to know your energy, to listen to your body, and to trust yourself, trust the communication that your body is giving you at any one time. So let's just take an example that we're all familiar with, and that's to do with our closest relationships, our most personal, intimate relationship. Because relationships by nature are experiences that we really strongly emotionally invested in. And when we are emotionally invested in something, we really want it to go in a certain way. We want it to be a certain way. We have this idea of how we want it to go, how we want to show up in it, how we want the other person to show up in it as well. And, it's human nature to want harmony, to want to have your needs met. As humans, that's vitally important for us to get our needs met. And so we're in a situation where we're confronted with a scenario, with a person, and they're sharing something with us that, you don't like, or you don't agree with, or that is mentally, physically, emotionally challenging, whatever that could be. And it's in these points, those moments in time, where managing your energy, being able to interpret how you're receiving, how your body energetically is receiving that information from someone. These are the points in time where to master your energy is going to be so important for you in order to get your needs met and to have an outcome that's going to not be rocky, or it's going to be easeful, it's going to be respectful, loving, compassionate, and forgiving. And I know we've all kind of been there at times in our lives, right, where we feel like we've been buffeted by the actions, the behaviors, the comments of loved ones, the other important person in our life. And it can feel like you're in like this reactive energy for the majority of the time, or that you feel like you kind of have to manage a situation in order to best navigate what might happen with somebody. I'm sure what I'm saying makes perfect sense, because we've all been there. That is a very kind of reactive place to be in, whereas a proactive energy, a proactive place to be in, is to recognize that energy, emotions, feelings are changing all the time. They're moving all the time in relation to what's going on externally. But what if you realize that you had more proactive control over yourself? You could be more proactive, but also you could pre-design the way that scenario will go next time. So you could learn something from the experience in a way that can be like a really useful exercise to take forward, to learn from for the next time around. Because we're human beings and we tend to repeat the same patterns over and over and over and over again, and seemingly never seems to change. But when you learn to trust your energy, know your energy, interpret your energy, you begin to recognize how powerful and a co-creator, a manifester of what you need, what you really desire, you are. And so when you can recognize that everything that's going on around you with a person, because we had that as an example, with a soul, how they're showing up, they are showing up because of how you are showing up first. It's like you going through the doorway before they do. So you're turning up in a frequency, in an energy field that is meeting them at that level as well. When you can understand how magnetic you are, how magnetic your frequency is, you begin to really understand that how you show up is how everybody shows up, including that beautiful soul that you're having this discussion relationship with. And so what seems like you reacting to an outside situation or to somebody's energy on an outside of you is actually not the case. They're actually showing up the way you are. So if you come into a scenario from a neutral place, from a balanced, neutral, choose your middle space. And I'm going to put a link to a middle space exercise that you can do to really come back and realign your energy at any time, multiple times a day if you wish. But when you're in a neutral space, as you show up to another person, your frequency is just remarkably different in a positive sense. It's a non-confrontational, non-judgmental, non-defensive. Your energy is going to be something other, something better than these lower vibrational energies that you expect to see show up in a scenario where, particularly when you feel like you're going to predict what's going to happen in a conversation, you can do your due diligence first, come back to your middle space before you enter into any conversation in relationship with other, and you'll experience a far more improved, a much better response from them, a much better experience all round when you bring yourself back to your central core, to your middle space. So if you're in a conversation, communication with someone, and you're experiencing difficult energies, difficult personalities, difficult negotiations, conversations, it's because on some level of your being, you've attracted that in. Because you are a magnetic being. You are an energetic magnetic being. So on some level, you are in an energy of difficulty. You're in an energy of challenge because you set yourself up to be in that energy, to be of that energy. So you're bringing that in to a conversation, a scenario, unless you learn to manage it first. Manage your energy first. You are a highly magnetic, highly attractive being. You're a beautiful being. But I'm coming at this from a energetic perspective. You are a truly magnetic being. And when you fully embody and understand that as a truth, you have, at a moment's notice, the knowingness that you can change your mind, you can change your feeling, you can change your emotion. You get to choose that. You get to change that. And it can change, it does change very, very quickly. When you change your perspective, when you change the way you think about things, the way you feel about things, about someone, you change your energy, you change your life, you change the outcome, literally change the outcome. So when we talk about trusting the process and trusting your process, it again comes back to you, come back to yourself, come back to your energy, the way you're feeling, thinking, operating, believing. The way you process your energies, the way you process what's going on around you is your process. Your process won't look like my process, won't look like another person's process. This is unique and individual to you. This is a process of self-discovery of your energy that is yours to journey through, to journey with, to create more understanding and awareness of your energy. That process is unique to you. And so you must understand it from your perspective. If you know that you are going to come into contact with, into conversation with somebody that you know is going to trigger you, that conversation might be challenging, that it might be difficult, then you know that for that to move through as positively, as evenly, as harmoniously as it can, then it starts and ends with you. So find your process. What is your process for coming back to your middle space? Perhaps it's a little meditation. Maybe it's sitting quietly with yourself, with your thoughts, with your feelings, and just understanding why you're feeling like you're feeling, why you're being triggered, why the words that someone uses creates so much unsettled feelings, disharmony in the body. But trust your process. This information is coming through. It's coming into your energy field for a reason. It's a lesson. It's a learning. It is a blessing. It is a gift. But how you work with that, how you work with your energy, how you manage and interpret this information, you can change your frequency at any moment. Even in receiving information through, you think, oh my goodness, I've got, this is just dreadful. This person's annoying. Or, this is not the way I wanted it to go, is one energy. That's a vibration, a frequency of one specific rate that looks very different, that feels very different energetically to, or I'm receiving this information through and I'm not very keen on it because it creates this unsettled feeling in my body, but I know I'm receiving it because there's something I need to learn. There's something I need to transcend here. There's something I have to feel it in order to understand it, in order to heal from it and transcend from it, so that if I'm in this scenario, if I find myself in this kind of scenario again, I'd have learned so much from it. That is a different frequency. That's a different energy vibration. One that's higher. It's more positive. It's a higher vibration. This is an example of you managing your energy, interpreting your energy, but then acting on it. Acting is that your energy field is just like a communication tool. It's an energetic, electromagnetic communication tool for yourself. You're dialing into it all the time because it's never not there. And so by bringing your awareness into your energy being and going, why am I feeling like this? Why am I receiving that? Why am I responding to this thing that's come towards me, this feeling, this person, this communication, this conversation that's making me feel like this? It's like, this is your invitation to learn to interpret, manage, and understand your energy much, much more fluidly, but also recognize that when you do that and you come back to your middle space, it's going to help you to interpret this energy, that you are then going to come out of that the other side, having learned some lessons, have a greater understanding of yourself, to then have a conversation with that person, respond to that person in a way that's much more neutral. It's your middle space, it's your middle ground. Clients, people say to me, I'm having a conversation with this person and nothing ever seems to change. The conversations still go round on this spiral of just nightmare, and we end up arguing, and we never seem to be able to get out of playing the same roles, having the same argument, cycling over about the same old things. And that's when you feel stuck, right? It's like, I'm stuck. I don't know which way to turn, what way to go, how to move forward, whether to walk away, whether to stay, whatever the feeling is, whatever the thought process is that's going on in your mind. Ultimately, the way to navigate this, the way to move through this, is to always come back to yourself, always look inwards and go, right, what is this teaching me? How is my energy showing up right now? How can I adapt? How can I find my middle space? How can I listen to my energy body? How can I take action, take positive action that will change the outcome, not just for myself, but for that other person as well? This is energy alchemy, right? This is alchemizing energy. It's shifting from one state to another state. And this, you have the choice. The destination, the outcome is entirely in your hands. So trust the process. Trust your process as you move through a scenario, a situation, an experience. Your process is your process. And if you want to see a different outcome, you must change your energy. You must change your process of how you work with your energy. By doing that, you get to know yourself better. You become more aware of the origin, the root of a situation, a relationship playing out, the origin of that, and the habits that have been formed around that. Because when you're aware of your energy, you can change it. You can change the way you think, feel, operate, the way you feel. You can change the outcomes. But you must know your process first. And if you're not sure of your process, come back to your middle space, come to the neutral place and ask yourself, what do I need to know now? What do I need to know about myself? What am I learning about myself in this moment? And listen to what your inner self, yourself is sharing with you. It might mean that you need to change your behavior. It might mean that you need to get external support. It might mean that you need to take yourself out of a scenario in order to give yourself space, breathing space. It might take time. Maybe you need to slow down and be less impatient. Maybe that's what the soul, the inner self, is trying to tell you. But you won't know that until you really learn to understand your energy and what your messages, your intuitive self, your energy communication body is trying to tell you. This is a practice. This is a route to mastery that takes a lifetime. And you will be given tests, experiences to just check in and see how you're going on this route to mastering your energy, to mastering yourself so you can master your life and build a better scenario, have more improved outcomes with your loved ones, with yourself, with your purpose, whatever you're trying to create in the world. It all comes back to you and knowing your energy. So I hope this was useful. Sending you so much love as always. Have a beautiful week. Take care.